Hey y'all, it's Raj from EV365, and I just wanted to pull a quick video just summarizing some of the highlights from the Rivian R2 reveal. They started off their presentation just with all these cool little graphics that kind of spoke to the aesthetic of the company. And like all things Rivian, they nail this type of stuff. Whoever's doing their marketing content just always nails it. This was the theater where the reveal took place. And then of course, RJ came out right off the bat. And he was actually getting pretty emotional because the energy in that room was so high. Even I could actually feel it while watching the live stream. And he went over the brand of Rivian. And of course, being adventurous forever is a big thing that they want to brand. And he talked about the forever aspect of that and said that the company wants it to be a company for your kids and their kids and their kids. And then he went and showed a Rivian and R1T actually pulling a semi and helping a semi pulled out of a ditch. Went over some of the other products that the company obviously has, like the Rivian delivery trucks, the charging network that they're setting up across the country for DC fast charging. He talked about the renewable energy commitment that Rivian's making. And they were gonna, there it is. He said Rivian will power 7 billion miles of renewable energy every year by 2030. And then finally they brought out the R2, which was pretty exciting and it looked great. Obviously it looks like a smaller R1S, but it's got a shorter wheelbase and it is shorter in height, of course, as well. But it did look cool. And then he went into the frunk a little bit, which is familiar. It looks like the familiar Rivian frunks we've got on the R1T and the R1S, and it's still that lift over the front type of a frunk. And then he showed that the idea for the Rivian is to kind of make it an open air type of concept. So the back window rolls down, the windows on the sides of the back open up. And then he showed that all the seats in the vehicle, even the front two seats, lay down flat. So if you're camping, you've got this huge space in there, even though the vehicle is smaller. And he showed it there driving alongside an R1S, talking about how it's like a family going out on a stroll. And he mentioned that folks wanted glove boxes, so they over offered and gave you 2 glove boxes on this one. And as you can see here, the steering wheel is actually pretty large. So they changed the aesthetic of the steering wheel. He went over the battery cells and talked about the safety features and the cameras that the vehicle will have. And it sounds like some of the autopilot and autonomous driving type capabilities, he's really excited about that and pointed that out. And then here's just a good shot of the R2 from the side. Another clip here. And yeah, you can just see, it's got that same aesthetic that you're used to from Rivian. And they're going to offer it at a starting price of $45,000, which of course that got a lot of cheers from the crowd. And then the big surprise happened. He brought out the R3, which is more of a smaller kind of hatchback type vehicle, and it looked awesome. It was a throwback to maybe some of the old Volkswagens we've seen. I think that back looks awesome. Rivian does a really good job designing the backs of their vehicles, and that pops open. You can see the hatchback feel there. So he talked about the R3 a little bit, and there's the R3 from the inside. And so the R2 is going to be available in 2026. He didn't mention when the R3 would be available, but then he had one more surprise up his sleeve and he revealed the R3X, which is essentially a more rugged off-road type of R3. The R3 and the R3X, they didn't say when those would be delivered, but those are vehicles in their lineup. And then he went over some of the accessories. He said they're going to be building some specific accessories for all these vehicles to be used. And there's the entire Rivian lineup with the R1s, the R2, and the R3. So just very exciting. And looks like the future's bright for Rivian, guys. So thanks for tuning in and hang loose, y'all.